Hello, boys and girls. I am Ms. Moran, and welcome back to your math lesson. This week, we're going to be reviewing addition. I don't know if you remember it. We looked at it a while back, but today we're going to, or all of this week, we're going to be adding. So, word problems is when somebody tells you the problem, gives you information, and then you add the information that they give you. So, they're going to give you numbers, and you're going to add them. Okay, so for this week, you really have to listen and pay attention so that you know what you need to add. An example of a word problem is if you look down here, over here where the fishes are, a word problem will be something like this. There was one fish in the pond, then three more joined them. How many fish in all? So if there was one fish and then three more joined them, how many do I have more? Or how many fish I have in all. So in order for you to get that answer, you have to count, right? You have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 4 fish. Okay. So it's going to be word problems today. And like I told you, you have to really pay attention for word problems. You have to listen. Here are some words that are going to give you a clue that we're going to be adding. So some of those words are when you hear all together, that means we're going to be adding. So if you hear I have one dog and then I got two more. How many do I have altogether? So that's telling you that you need to count all of your fingers to figure out how many you have. Okay? Or the word join. So if we say there's two butterflies and then two more join them, how many do I have? Or how many butterflies are there? So join means that you're going to add all of them together to find out. Okay, so you have two here and two here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 butterflies, right? Another word that tells you that you're going to be adding is when you hear the word in all. So I have 3 pencils and then my teacher gives me 2 more. How many pencils do I have in all? So when you hear in all, that means that you're going to count everything together and that's going to give you your answer. So 3 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 pencils in all. Okay. Another word would be more. So if I say I have 3 grapes and then I get 2 more, how many do I have in total? More will mean that you're adding again. So we're going to have to count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 grapes. Okay. And also the other word would be add. So if I say I have 1 ball and then I add another ball, how many balls do I have? Well, I have 1 and 2. I have 2 balls because I'm adding them together. I'm counting them all together. Okay. And another one, of course, is the plus sign. Remember, this is the plus sign. That's the name of that sign. And whenever we see that plus sign, it means we're going to add. But today, we're not going to worry so much about the number sentences. We're going to be listening to the word problems in order to be able to add and get an answer. Okay? So let's do a couple activities and then we'll talk about your homework. Let's get started. For today's activity, we're going to continue adding. And here up here, we have our word problem. Remember, this is our 5 frame that we're going to be using. It's called a 5 frame because it has 5 frames or 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here are the objects we're going to be using today. We're going to be moving these butterflies up to the 5 frame. Remember, we can only put one item or one butterfly per square. And then here we're going to put our answer. Once we add it all together, we're going to decide what's the answer and move that number up here. Okay. So remember, for the word problems, we need to listen. We need to listen so that we can get that information. Okay. There were 2 butterflies on a tree. Then one more butterfly joined them. How many butterflies were there in total? So remember, here I put the number 2 red because we're going to be using that information. And the number 1 is red because we're going to be using that number. And the word in total is also in red because in total gives us a clue that we're going to be adding. Okay, so I'm going to read the word problem one more time, and as I'm reading it, I'm going to start moving the butterflies up to the 5 frame. Okay, there were two butterflies on a tree. So we're going to start with two butterflies. So we're going to move one butterfly and two butterflies. Then one more butterfly joined them. So one more butterfly joined them. How many butterflies were there in total? So in total means that I'm going to add them all together. So let's add them together. 1, 2, and 3. So over here it says there are blank butterflies. The blank, or right here, this line is a blank, is where we're going to put our answer. So we counted, and we found out that there were 3 butterflies in total. So now we're going to go down here and look for number 3. Is this number 3? No, that's number 0. Is this number 3? No, that's number 1. Is this number 3? Nope, that's number 2. Is this number 3? Yes, this is number 3. So we're going to move number 3 up here to the blank or the line. Okay? So then our answer is going to say there are 3 butterflies. And here they are. There are 3 butterflies. Good job. So now let's go to another problem. Another word problem. So here's our word problem, and we're going to listen closely to figure out how many butterflies we're moving, okay? There were 3 butterflies on a tree. Then no more butterflies joined them. How many butterflies were there in total? Okay, so we have the 3 in red because that's the number we're going to use. Then the word no more. So what number is it when there's no more or there's nothing? Do you remember what number that is? That's number 0. So that's going to be no more will be kind of like 0. And the word in total is also in red because that's giving us a clue that we're going to be adding all of these numbers. Adding means that we're going to count them all together. Okay? So I'm going to read the word problem one more time, but this time I'm going to start moving those butterflies up, okay, to the 5 frame. There were 3 butterflies on a tree. So there's 3 butterflies. So we're going to say 1, 2, and 3. So there were 3 butterflies on a tree. Then no more butterflies joined them. So do I move any other butterflies over here? Do I move 1 or 2? No, we don't move any because remember, no more means 0. So we are adding no more. And now we have to figure out how many butterflies were there in total. So we're only going to count the ones up in the 5 frame. We're not going to count this ones. We're not going to count all of those together. No, just all the ones on the 5 frame together on the 5 frame. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So how many butterflies are there? 3. Good job. Is this 3? Nope, that's 0. Is this 3? Nope, that's 1. Is this number 3? That's number 2. Is this number 3? Yep. So we're going to grab that 3 and we're going to put it right there. And so now we can read it, and it says there are 3 butterflies. So our answer is 3. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that activity, and now we're going to be talking about your homework. Okay, so for today's homework, we are continue doing word problems. We're going to be doing addition word problems. So once again, your question is going to be up here. Your mom or whoever you're working with can read it for you, or you can also click over here, push play, and then I'll read it for you. Remember, down here is where you're gonna put your answer. So the answer could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And we're gonna use this 5 frame. Remember, this one's a 5 frame because we only have 5 squares. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to move our butterflies up here. And the amount of butterflies that you're gonna be moving depends on your work problem. Okay, so let me read the first one. So it says here, there were 2 butterflies on a tree, then 3 more butterflies joined them. How many butterflies were there in total? So do you remember how many there were first on the tree? So it says there were 2, it's the red number here, there were 2 butterflies on a tree first. So you will grab 2 butterflies and put them up here. Okay? So there were 2 butterflies on a tree. Then 3 more butterflies joined them. So then after those 2, 3 more came to join them. 3 more came along to play with them. So you have to move 3 butterflies up to your 5 frame. Okay? And down here it says there are butterflies. So now we have to figure out how many butterflies are there in total. So you will have to count all of your butterflies together and then look for that number if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and move that number because you can move those numbers. Move the number up here, okay, to this line. All right, let me read the second one. The second one says, there were 4 butterflies on a tree. Then no more butterflies joined them. How many butterflies were there in total? So there were 4 at first. You're going to move 4 butterflies up here. No more came. So if no more comes, that means how many more butterflies came? No more is 0. So you're not going to add any more. So I'm giving you a clue there. All right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's homework and lesson, and I will see you here tomorrow. I can't wait to see your answers. Bye-bye.